Welcome to another day of Gregs Game Day Cooking. Today we're going to show you about 9 tips on how to get through your holidays successful. Number 1, rice. Now rice is a favorite during the holidays. This is how you do rice. You got to make sure that the water is about a ½ an inch above the rice. Because when you're cooking rice and it comes to a boil, once it comes to a boil, turn it down low and let the rice finish steaming. Rice don't cook, it steams itself done. That's a good way of cooking rice. Number 2, spices. Remember that the spices that you use, it doesn't have to be nothing out of the ordinary. Just plain old salt and pepper will work, a little allspice, a little slap your mama or something like that. It'll be good. Number 3, milk. I know you're gonna make cornbread. Somebody gonna forget about the milk, the buttermilk or the whole milk. Don't run back to the store. Just make you some hot water cornbread, and with the eggs and the hot water, and mix it up real good, and put it in a pan and fry it or cook it on top of the stove. Either way you want to do it, or throw it in the oven, and it'll be turned out brown and crisp. Good cornbread. Go back to my video and you'll see it. Number 4, onions. I know you're gonna use onions by making your casseroles and mixing it in your different stuff when you're preparing for Thanksgiving. So what you need to do to keep you from crying and all that with all the onions, I know y'all complain about it. Use a little lemon juice. Take a little bit, put it on your hands, put it on your cutting board, and dice and chai, and you won't even smell it. You won't cry anything. Try that trick. Number 5, ribs. This is very important. When we cooking ribs, and you don't want to stand out there over the grill all day, so you put them in the oven and you bake them for at least 2 hours on 350. Me myself, I bake them for 3 hours, and then with a little tenderizer, after I don't season them, I put a little cranberry juice down in the bottom of them, down the bottom of the ribs. I turn the rib bone down, and I bake them in the oven for about 3 hours. Once I get my barbecue grill ready, I put me some hamburgers out there, then I put my ribs out there. Then I put my barbecue sauce on my ribs, and I let that smoker heave to that sweet barbecue. Some of the best ribs you ever want to eat, plus the hamburgers are good.
Welcome to Greg's Halftime Picks of the Week.
This week, Auburn got South Carolina at South Carolina. Gonna be tough with a new quarterback, but I believe Auburn can pull that one out. Alabama got Arkansas at home. They should win this one going away, but if they don't, Bama ain't got back on track yet. We'll see with this team here we got at Bama. I don't know what they expect out of them. I know you don't either. We'll see what they expect out of Auburn after losing last week to the Air Raid.
Thank you for watching Greg's Halftime Picks of the Week, sponsored by Greg's Breakfast Bar, where breakfast is just game-changing. Now back
Number
to the
6,
show.
breading. I know a bunch of you gonna fry chicken. You're gonna fry some pork chops. You're gonna fry something. I'm gonna give you a tip. When you're frying something, you want it crispy. So what you do is you add a little seasoning to your flour. Add a little seasoning to your flour. Once you add that seasoning to your flour, the seasoning already on you know the bread, you know the season your chicken and all that first. You add a little bit to your flour. And once you do that, once you shake it up in that flour and get it going and bring it out with the breading on it, sit it to the side on a rack and let it sit for about 5 minutes. Then go back and reflour it again. That'll give you an extra crunch. And let it sit for a second or two, about 2 minutes. Then go back. Then you fry it, because the flour won't fall off into your grease. Try that. Number 7, searing your meat on top of the stove. When you sear meat, that don't mean that you cook it all the way through. It can be done for steak, pork chops, or roast. Either one, whichever one you want to do. When you're searing your meat, make sure you sear it for 2 minutes on each side. Make sure you get a pretty brown on both sides of your meat. You can also, once you get through with that, take it and put it in a pan, wrap it up real tight with foil paper, and slide it in the oven for about 45 minutes. When you bring it out, it'll be good and tender. Number 8, pasta. Add a little, when you got pasta, sometimes pasta stick. You gotta know how to heave together. Add a little oil to your water and stir it around, and that way it won't heave together, and you can finish cooking your pasta that way, and it'll stay apart from each other. Number 9, be careful. You're gonna be doing a lot of cooking during the holiday period. A lot of cooking going on. You're gonna be slicing and dicing. You're gonna be boiling and stuff. You're gonna be cooking in the oven. You gotta watch it. Sometimes you reach over and grab something and you wouldn't even think it's hot, but it's burning hot. So be careful, because we're gonna be frying and all that stuff during the holidays. Let's have a safe holiday and cook. When you're cooking something, plan ahead. Always plan ahead. If you got to do something a day or two before or that day, then put it together, do that. You know, but be careful. Thank you for listening to my 9 tips on holiday cooking. Until next time, take it to the house.